Well, my Lidl's EPV aeroplane, it's coming along, and it's been a bit of a learning curve because I haven't kind of worked with material. I'm a balsa wood man, me, you know. I've just kind of returned to model aeroplanes and radio controlled, and so I thought I'd give this a go for a laugh. You know, I've got lots of other planes and stuff like that, but I thought, to have something that I could use to practice with again, so I can smash it in the ground and without worrying too much, I thought this could be an idea, a plan. So I bought one of the kits. In fact, I've bought a few. I've got 3 more over there because they're in fiver each, and they got a reasonable little wingspan on them. All right, and I thought, hang on, that's all right for practicing by crashing. That's what I thought. I've changed the wing dihedral, like I explained in a previous video. But in this video, I'll show you how I've been connecting up my elevator and my rudder. Now, I've already done the elevator, and there's a few things I wish I did before because of the way that I decided. It's been a learning curve, right? It's been a work in progress. I haven't really thought it through. So as I'm going along, I realised, maybe I should have done it this way. Just like my elevator. Now, because I've done my elevator like I would do normally in some ways, I've got 2 separate elevators, one there and one there. And they're connected, in this case, with a kebab stick. There, that's not what I normally do. So what I normally have is have that elevator made in one, effectively 2 pieces joined together on the hinge joint. And you wouldn't see that, but I forgot. So now you can see this bit. But it works. It works. Allow me to show you. So if I turn the radio on over here, bring the stick back on the throttle, as you're supposed to. Power up. Yes, I've got my powers all sorted out. So I've got my cables sorted out there. So now we're powered up. It's been powered up via the ESC, electronic speed controller. There's a 30 amp one, don't really need to be 30 amps, but a 30 amp one on there. And there's my little motor for which, if I move the stick forwards, it will operate. All right, so that's working. Okay, so the radio is working with the little W-Fly receiver. I'm not used to all this stuff. I used to have, I've been in the days of 27 megahertz and then 35 megahertz with the crystals. That's what I used to use. And I'm using this other stuff. Now, I've got my Graupner set over there somewhere. Actually, it's in the cupboard. And then I've got this little W-Fly thing here, which seems to be okay. Now, I've got my rudder on the left here with the throttle. So that's the throttle. And then if I move up, that'll operate the motor. And left and right does the elevator. Does the rudder, as you can see there. All right. Oh, whoops, I moved it. I moved the roll. Don't do that. So, yes, that's the rudder. So we're going to join that to the rudder, all right? Now, you might see some rather strange things sticking out over here. You got the idea? It's like a snake, but I've innovated. And I've innovated because I didn't know where to get the snakes from. And every time I tried to find a snake for a connection rod, I can find one. I just end with other stuff. So I thought, I'll come up with a solution. I have. It's a bit of a mess in there, so don't look too close. Although I'll show you in a moment. Now, the elevator at the back here operates on this stick. As you see, it goes up and down. It seems to work just fine. There's a bit of a trimming needs doing. There you go, up and down on the elevator. But what I have noticed is the actual fuselage twists a little bit. Can you see that? As you operate, so I need to stiffen the fuselage up. Now, some people do that with a carbon rod of. I'm not going to do that. I'll probably put some very thin plywood in that direction. Probably. I'll find a way of doing that. These are all things I should have thought about. And I hadn't done this before. One of these polystyrene things, which are quite floppy, but they fly so well for what I've seen. So if I give it a go. Anyway, so as you can see, the elevator is connected and it's working. Okay, I might need a bit more throw there. I don't know. We'll see. And now I've got to connect up the rudder. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to show you how I've done that. It's a little bit Heath Robinson. All right. It's not the most pretty way of doing it, but I thought, hang on, how do I do it? Now, first of all, I'm going to be completely honest with you and show you what I used. Yes, that plastic straw, which is getting harder and harder to find. Just had a bag of them kicking about here. So that is what I've used for the outer with a little flexi bit on the end. Like the Spec the Gadget. Anyway, that's what I've used for the outer. And the inner, you won't believe what I used. Well, you might not recognise it on there. And is Strimmer. Strimmer line. That's what I've used. And it seems to work, as you can see. So there, I've got to come over here, pack it. I'll show people you. So improve it. It's Strimmer line, alright? But it works. It seems, well, as you can see, it works. So, and then you have to warm it up and pull it tight, or yeah, to get it's got memory in it, and that causes friction in your straw. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to show you how I've done it and how I've connected it without any fittings on the ends. Yeah, I know, I've done it that way as well, without any fittings. And it worked, as you can see. So, anyway, I'm going to bring you on the other camera. For a laugh. Oh, there we are. We're on the other camera, and as you can see, I made a bit of a gooey mess with my glue gun in there. But that doesn't matter, because I'll tie it up. And besides, this is an experiment. Yeah. I'll tell you something. What would we do without places like Timmer and stuff like that? These tiny little motors. Tiny little motors I got. These are actually ones for drones, really. What little size of that? A little baby motor. Isn't that lovely? I can still use it, though. I'll find a way of attaching a propeller to that. Oh, well, you know, probably a drone propeller, to be fair. And then, yeah, for a small, even smaller aeroplane. Something tiny, maybe. I don't know. But they're cute. I bought a couple of them. They were like €1.50 each. They were really cheap. That's from Temu, that one. So I thought, crikey, I can't resist it. And I put this pack of 10 servos, which is the same servos I got in here, actually, in the basket. And the following day, just to entice me to press buy and pay for it, they knocked them down to €5 for 10 micro servos with the little kits and stuff in there as well. So I don't need servos for a while. So it's pretty good at it, really. And people wonder why they buy things from China. There's no way I can find that stuff around here for that sort of money. And the same with like these batteries and stuff. I don't know if they're going to catch a fire or not. I don't know. But yeah, it might do. Anyway, let's disconnect it so it doesn't. And we don't need that for the moment. So let's move that out of the way. All right, but we need this. This is what we need. All right. And how I connected it is to... I'll show you in a moment. But first of all, we need to put a horn. Yes, a horny horn onto my rudder. So what we're going to use for the horny horn, we're going to use one of these. That's what we're going to use. I'm not bothering about buying stuff. I've already got it. So let's snip that off there. Oh, there it goes. There's your blows. There's your blows. I don't really need all that on there. So let's remove some of that as well without cutting my fingers off. We don't want to cut my fingers off. Be blood everywhere, though. Blood. Who likes blood? Who likes the sight of blood? I know I don't. Makes me all queasy. Oh, but I mean, especially if it's my own. Not so bad if it's somebody else's, you know, because they're bleeding, not me. So, let's attach our rudder horn. Obviously, we've got to make sure it's on the right side. And that is the rudder. So we need it on this side, because this is the connecting rod. In this case, a piece of strimmer line. You could use smaller straws and smaller gauge, because he's coming all different thicknesses, you know, the old strimmer line. But that's the one I had, so that's what I used, you know. So what we've got to do is we've got to get that into there, all right? And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to use a blowtorch. That's what I'm going to use, all right? But don't worry, I'm not going to blowtorch the hole with the blowtorch. I am going to use a tool. Yes, a tool, which I can't find. Where's my tool? Might have to use something else, but I have got a little tool around here somewhere. Is it in my little box? No. Is it over there? No. Should I use something else? Yes, let's use a scalpel. That's the one. We're going to use a scalpel. And we're going to heat it up with the blowtorch. We could use that blowtorch, or I could use another blowtorch, like a little lighter, which I can't find. Why can't I find any? Oh, here it is. All right, so I can heat out with that. All right. If it lights, there you go. Heat that up on there. It's changing colour. And that becomes my hot knife. Yeah, hot. Oh, here it goes. Oh, it's so hot. Oh, crikey. Now what we're going to do is we're going to melt a little hole. Yes, to take the rudder horn. That we are. So that can go up there. So probably about here, I think. Close to the hinge. Like that, like that. I might have to heat it up again. Oh, crikey. That didn't last long. It's because yapping too much, isn't it? That's why, isn't it? Hey. You know. Alright, don't do too much at a time because you know you can make a mess of it. There you go. Melt your hole in. Breathe in the fumes. It's good for you, you know. It's good for you. Put hairs on your chest. Have you seen hairs on my chest? Crikey, it just proves it, doesn't it? It really does. There we go. Oh, heat it up. Yeah. Wiggle it about. Heat it up. Wiggle it about. Oh, crikey, I might have overdone that a little bit. It's probably a bit bigger than it needs to be, but who cares? It will do. Right, let's see if we can get our horn into there. Oh, crikey, yes, it is a bit big. So that's going to go in there like so, right? But don't worry, it is a bit on the large side. Oh, crikey, where you gone? There it is. But it's going to go in there like that, all right, and then get pulled backwards and forwards. All right, so a bit like that. Let's angle it down a little bit. And all I'm going to do is cry. No, I'm not. I'm going to put it in there like that, all right? Then we're going to get some super glue. All right, some Siren Acrylate CA glue. And this one is by Eureka Glues, or Cascamate, which is supplied by Eureka Glues. The name that sticks. Don't forget to always clean your nozzle off before you put your lid on. Otherwise, you're going to have a stuck lid. And then what we're going to do, we're going to put a blob in there. You could use hot melt glue if you want. Some people do. There we go. Oh, there we go. I'm going to put a blob in there. Oh, I might have overdone it, but hey-ho, so what? Alright, here we go. Where's my activator? I have overdone that, haven't I? I really have overdone that. Oh, well, never mind. Why is the camera all the way over there? I've got to stretch my arms out, haven't I? Then we're going to wiggle that in there. Alright, so it goes into the hole. And you're going to think, oh my giddy hell, what a bloody mess. All that glue is used. Why has he used so much glue? It wasn't intentional, got carried away, alright? That's what she said. Oh, crikey. Oh, a bit more like that, and a bit more like that. Oh, crikey. Oh, alright. And that'll do. It's a slight angle, alright? And then I'm going to get my activator. Activator! Squirt, squirt, squirt. And that should be enough to send that off quick. I hope. Yeah, that's going on. Can you see it's turning sort of a weird colour now, bubbling away? It's probably because I put way too much on there, but never mind. I need to find some paint that I can use to actually. I think that's all right. That's good. That I can actually use to touch it all up. Maybe. I think it's in there. Is it in there? Oh, I think so, and it's hard. Oh, and this is Cascamate Activator, all right, by Eureka Glues as well. Okay. Now, they actually do supply me with all this stuff, so I suppose it is a sponsored video to say like that, but that's actually for my woodworking channel. They don't supply it for this channel. So it is my woodworking channel, which is Wally Bra Woodworking. There you go. See, that's going to go on there like so, but how do we attach that bit to that bit like that? How do we do it? Oh, I don't know. I'm sure we're going to find a way. I'll show you. That's what I'll do. I'll show you. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. So, am I getting annoying? I think so. All right, so let's cut the end off there so it's a little bit neater. And then we want me what to do free, my scalpel, which has now had a zero tempered blade. And we can heat that up. All right. You could just cut it. And that's exactly what I did on the other ones. But no, I think I'm going to try and melt my way through this time. See, this is 3mm strimmer line. So it's thick enough. Oh, look how hot that is. It's thick enough to melt through. You don't have to. I'll make it shorter later if I want to. All right, I'm going to try and melt through there. Okay, all right, I'm going to have to heat it up again. I keep talking too much. I keep talking too. Oh, blimey, what am I like? Mind you don't melt your plane. All right, let's be a bit quicker. If you melt it through, you make a neater. You should make a neater job. But like the other two times, I just literally cut it. I could put a blade actually in my soldering iron. I could have done that, but I didn't. So. Let's heat it further up. It might hold more heat then. It's going. Oh, it's going red hot. Look at that. It's going red hot. Don't touch it. No, that cauterize your wound. That it will. You can do it. You can do it. We've got to get you through there. In you go. Through you go. Okay, it's going in. All right. Oh no, it's stuck. Oh, it's stuck. Oh, out you go. Alright, so what I've done is I've created a little slot in there. Alright. It looks messy at the moment, and it probably will do. I'm not going to say I'm going to be able to tidy it up, because I probably won't. Alright, so I've got a nice messy little slot in there. Alright, it's probably not big enough yet, so we're going to go in a bit deeper. Make it a bit wider. Like I said, you can just cut it. But I have to admit, it's quite hard to hold a straight line cutting the strimmer line. You end up going a bit astray. You can do it, but it's hard. It's difficult. Oh my God, it's hot this time. Right, like so. Like so. Right, I'm going backwards and forwards. Make sure you put out while it's still hot. Ugh. Oh my God. Ah. Kind of what's happening is I'm kind of making a hole for it and then ends up sticking it back together again. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if that's the best way to do it. I think that my original idea is better because that's just healing itself. I'm going to chop that off. I've got plenty of slack. So let's chop that off. I don't think the idea works. Right, so where is my cutting board gone? Where is the cutting board? The cutting board, the cutting board. Where is... Oh, here it is. The cutting board. It's my heavy cutting board. For me, heavy cutting. That is. With a Stanley knife. Like this. Now, you don't have to... You can pull it out if you want, like so. You see, make it easy on yourself. Oh, my giddy out. My ears are ringing. Right, so I'm going to try it with the knife this time. Like I say, I've only done this a couple of times. These are the first 2 times I've actually tried doing it like this. I'm just evolving. That's what I told the missus. I'm evolving. She's still disappointed though. As you said, mate, trying to make a little slot, a split in it. Now you can go right to the end if you want, or you can leave it intact. Alright, so you create a long split like that. Can you see that? I've done there. There's a long split. That was easier actually. That was low. Oh, crikey. It came out of its hole. There, put it back in its hole. Right. So now what you've got to try and do, you've got to try and get that over that. But before you do that, you need to have a hole through that. Alright, because we're going to put a pin in it. And that I did do with a needle, which I can't see anywhere. That's the only thing with all this love. You put things down, don't you? Then you forget where you put them. Aha! I found it. Yes, a needle. And I was heating this needle up, this one here, alright? And then pushing it through to make the hole. So I've got to find my slot, which is there, along that way there. I've got to find the middle of it, really. Alright, so I've got to find the middle. So I'll just stretch it out a little bit so I can see where that is. Put it there. And now what I need to do, I need to smelt tiny little hole. Well, big enough to get a pin in, you see. Not this sort of pin. I'm actually going to use a little brass pin with the end calf. Because that's what I got. I'm using what I got. That's what I'm doing. Oh, you have to do this several times because again, it hit a heel. Ow, 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 the needle's got hot. Ow, 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 ow. Blimey, it hurts when it gets hot. So I'm just going to wiggle that through there. I need one of the little tiny like things you can put a drill bit in and then try and drill it. Suppose you could use a Dremel even, but it's on the round, which makes it very difficult. But this did work the other day anyway, so I'll carry on doing what I'm doing. It's not as though you do it all the time, is it, like this? Some people say, we put a little clip in, a little cut in saying, 30 minutes later. But I'm not going to do that. No. Because this is just me. And it's like, no holes barred. It's just, what you see is what you get. All the cock-ups and the mess-ups and everything is what you see. I'm not trying to hide anything from you. So if I cut my finger off, you will see it. And the blood will be gushing. And if this needle goes through my finger, you will see it. And the blood will be gushing. That it will. And you'll either throw up, or you'll get all excited and want more. That's the plan. Oh, in you go. So, blimey. How do I do this? Can I heat it like this? I don't know if that's a good... Oh my God, what's happening? Oh, crikey. It's falling out. Ow, 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 ow. Like I said, it's hot. And it's melting holes in the side of the plane. Like I said, no holes barred. I did warn you. I did... Oh, crikey. Well, that's all right. We're saved. Blimey, that could have been Tragic, I could. Tragic. I could have had a burnt hole in my finger. Now I can't find my hole. That's what she said. All right, let's try again. So I've got a brilliant idea. I never thought about this before. Why don't I use a pair of pliers and hold it in a pair of pliers? I think that makes sense, you see. You see, you learn by my mistakes. He says how kind I am. I make these mistakes on purpose, just so I can share them with you, so you don't make the same mistakes. That's what I'm doing. That I am. Oh, below me. So I'm going to push me rod of iron into its hole. That I am. Oh, crikey, where's the hole gone? It says it there. I can't see it. I can sort of see it. And now it's got cold. Oh, blimey. These things are sent to try me, that they are. Actually, where is my hole? I can't find my hole. On this side. This is really annoying. It was easier yesterday when I was doing it. That's because no one's watching. It's because you're watching me and that. That's what it is. It's because you're watching. Let's try again. Let's try to drop it this time. Dee dee dee. Da 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 da. Dee 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 dee. Why isn't it going in? It's only a bit of plastic. It's quite tough old plastic, old strimmer line, isn't it? I could use a drill. But then you actually lose the material, aren't you? I just thought this might be easier, but I might be wrong. This should have been a live stream, shouldn't it, really? How long this video's going to end up being. You're getting the gist, aren't you? You're not. Oh, crikey, what happened? I bent it. I bent my pin. This isn't working very well. If you have a little tiny drill bit here, would that work better? Is it because it's not holding the heat long enough, isn't it? Because it's only a little pin. I wonder if I can put that in my drill. See if I can drill it. Pull that out. Put that down. All these people watching me, they say, "Come on, Kitty, what the heck are you doing?" I'm trying to entertain you. That's what it is. That's all the show. Oh, crikey, my drill bit fell out. Blimey, what on ever next? Whatever. Oh, crikey. Did it go all the way through? No, it didn't. It didn't go all the way through. It went through the side. Alright, let's try. Oh, crikey. My drill won't tighten up on this drill bit because the drill bit's too small. I'm drilling my finger. Ow. I did drill my finger. You obviously got to make sure. I've got a magnifying glass over there, so double check that I haven't destroyed it before I start thinking everything's okay, and then take it on a flight, and then it all falls apart. I think that drill bit has got no cut on it. It's a new bit as well. Alright, well, I've got a hole. I should be able to slide this over here, right, with its little little slot. It should slide over. I'm gonna have to. Oh, crikey, what's going on here? It's like I've glued it back together again with a hot melt. Alright, bring it out of there. It's just make sure I've still got my slot. Sort of got it there. It is still there. It's just a bit stuck together. There you go. It's still there. Oh, it's so hot at the moment, I tell you. Really, really hot. It's 36, 37 degrees today here in France. It's just too much. Too much. All right, let's just bring that over to about where I want it to be. Probably about there. How much movement are we going to get on that? Well, probably there, actually. here, and then the other way. There, I don't want a huge amount. Well, this isn't a stunt plane, alright? We're not doing full, 4D or 3D stuff. Where is my little pin gone? Alright, I'm just going to grab the pins just off through now. Ah, damn me. These things are sent to dry us, that they are. Oh, Christ, what is that? Tripping over a hammer. Oh, blimey. Whatever next? Where's the box of pins? There they are. I'm coming back. I'm coming back. Now I have these little brass pins. That's what I'm going to use. Alright? They're tiny little things, but they're brass. So I thought, oh, they'd be posh. We can polish them and make them all shiny in that, can't we? Just need to get a pair of nippery doos and just get rid of some of it. Because obviously it's all that big pointy bit sticking through, do it? Now you can obviously chop this off if you want. They don't once you got it through, you don't really need to have that alright, showing. You make it a lot shorter basically. So I'm gonna just drill the third one in there. Feels about right. Apart from this drill bit really does not tighten in this drill. 1, 2, 3, about there. Alright, so the hole's a bit on the small side for these pins. Let's double check that. Yep, that goes through. Oh, it just jumped out. Where did it go? Oh, here it is. I found it. So I need to slide that over here and hopefully I can get the pin through. It's not always that easy. Well, the other ones weren't. They're so fiddly. I've had carpal tunnel syndrome as well, and I've had the operation for it on both of my hands. Years of abuse, basically, with hammers. Yeah, don't abuse your hands with hammers. You know, and RSIs and shit. It's not great. Oh shit, that's not what I meant to do. Alright. I had the operation, and I'm not as dexterous as I used to be. Can you tell? I think you must be able to tell. Leave it in the comments down below. Can you tell how non-dexterous I am these days? Well, it's gone through that one. So as long as I can line it up with the other hole, it should go through. It should go through. Oh, it's a bit fiddly. It's not like using those little snap-on things that we used to, used to have before. We used to have little plastic ones or metal ones. The metal ones were good because they kind of screwed on. And then the plastic ones, you kind of had to glue them on. Or you'd have threaded metal rods to do it. Oh, I see what's happening. I see what's happening. Where's me little scalpel? So I could do with that at the moment. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Need to pull that out a little bit there. Hopefully I can do the other end a little bit easier. Alright, so we'll get that pin into the... Oh my god. Ah, still got glue that isn't hardened off yet. Let's give it all an activator. I end up pulling this out if I'm not careful. It's blobbing on me. You don't want blobby glue. That's going to stick my fingers together. Alright, so... Oh, my poor dogs at the moment, they're really struggling in this heat. I know I am as well. Oh, my finger's stuck to it. Oh. And Sebastian has a problem. You might hear him coughing occasionally because he's got a problem with his heart, and it's basically he coughs a lot. He has irritation and what have you. It's not very good. We don't know how much longer we're going to have him for. It's really sad. It's so horrible to see because we love our dogs, you know. They're part of our family. Ooh, damn, I don't know if that's exactly what I meant to do. I sort of bent it over. No, that was not what I meant to do. That is not a good job. No. Squeeze there. And that side there. Is it working though? It's got to be able to move. Right, you can't have it like that. That's no good like that because it's got to be fluid. Okay, that's not too bad at all now. Alright, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to snip that off because it looks so untidy. And it's not doing anything anyway. So I'm going to cut a bit of that off, if I can get to it, that is. Probably better for these. And maybe I might even nip the bottom bit off as well. Because the top bit's thicker than the bottom. There goes my super glue on the floor. There you go. Oh, there it goes. There she blows. And that bit isn't doing anything, so I'm going to get rid of that. And the brass bit is actually like it's got a nice little bend underneath the horn. So we're going to get rid of that as well. Oh, that's better. And that feels right. And now it's freer. Oh, it's freer. Oh, it's always better. Right, so let's just make sure that is good there and that it's not going to come off. So like I say, I'm kind of winging it. That should. No, that's no good. Let's put that in there again and try and bend the right part of it this time. Come on, through you go. I'm gonna not cut that pin straight away. I'm actually gonna grab another pin. I'm gonna thread that through. It's in. Don't look after your hands. Don't get carpal tunnel syndrome because you won't drop so much stuff as I do. There you go. All right, we'll nip that off afterwards this time. All right. The thing about these polystyrene planks, I'm not worried about them. They're not going to hurt anyone. If they do like stall out of the sky or something, well, so what? They're just crashing the ground, and you probably pick them up again and throw them up, and they'll be away again. Well, you obviously fix the problem first. I should have got hold of that time. And let's just bend that in the right direction. If I can. Like that. That's good. Maybe a little bit more. Okay, that's on it. Oh, that looks good. Oh, God, that ain't going to come off. Can you see that? I know it's not pretty, but it's free. I didn't buy anything. I already had it. Now I need to do a similar sort of thing on this end, and hopefully it'll work. But I think what I'm going to do, I'm not going to do it quite like I did at these ones, because it creates a bit of friction. I'm going to probably carve a bit off the bottom, so it's flat. You'd sand it even, you know, until it lays on the top, and then put my pin through. That is what I'm going to do. I'm going to flatten the bottom, and then put my pin through. Let's just double check that no, that is in the right place. It's going to be the third one in again, I reckon. Or maybe even further out. I might do it a bit further out. Right, let's grab the drill. We'll go 2 in, so I've got a bit more throw. I have had to cut the bottom of the wing out, but it doesn't matter because the top part's going to be stuck over top of the wing. So eventually. So we need to make sure it's fairly straight. Let's give it a pencil. Or a pen, if I can find it. Ba 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 ba. There's a pencil. Give me a good idea where the hole's going to be. It's going to be about there. All right. It don't need to be that long, does it? So we can cut that off. You don't want loads of these bits sticking out, really. The least you got sticking out, the better, because it's less going to end up jamming on the things. But I'll just cut it right there for now. All right. Let's use these ones. So I cut a better job of it. And hopefully we can get the rudder working. Alright, so we know it's that side. That's good. So it's going to be the opposite side to that. So let's see if we can just carve that. Either carve it for that. You could use a razor plane even for that job. I'm just going to do it this way. Instead of cutting a slot and flattening the back. See, you kind of, find, I think, better ways of doing stuff. I think that is loads better. I can easily renew the other ones if I want to. I'll just cut some of my skin. Just there, could you see? Yeah, don't do that. Alright, so where that little line is where I want to draw my hole. So I want to put this down here. Grab my drill. Make sure the drill bit's not going to spin round, hopefully. This time, make sure it's right onto there. Let's try and make sure it stays the right way around. And it's on the round as well, and that's not very helpful. Who put that on the round like that? That's a silly idea, isn't it? I might have to use the pin again. I don't know. I don't want to use the pin. That didn't work very well. I hope the video's okay, but I'm having a problem with my recording software. It wasn't really having any of it. I wasn't happy. Basically, I could start recording, but it wouldn't let me stop. Alright, and edit it. Let's start going in, that'll be fine. Can you see what I'm doing there? Probably not. It's Bradle might work, you know. There. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So I need to get. I could heat the pin up and push the pin through. Probably stick in there, wouldn't it? Alright, so about there. This is when you slip and you slide and you slice yourself. Oh my god, the amount of times I've done that. Slipped and slid and cut myself. Reminds me when I used to go rollerblading. And I was showing off. I was doing pirouettes and all sorts of silly stuff. And it was a mistake. Because I come to a point where my body kept moving and my blades were still. Yeah, that didn't do my legs any good whatsoever. They blew up like a balloon, they did. I looked like a twister. A twizzle stick. Yeah, that's it. I got my hole. Got my hole. Alright, so I got my hole. Now what we're going to do is I've got to get the pin in. I'm going to do the same as I did last time. I'm not going to cut the pin yet. Remove the horn off the servo. Push the pin through the top. Got a flat back on the thing this time, on the bit of strimmer line. I'll push that through, which is now a nice, reasonably snug fit with that pin. I'm not saying this is the right way of doing it. I'm just saying this is a way you could do it. I didn't know. And then we want to hold that on there, like it. Hold that on it, then grab another pair of pliers. What can I use? These are cutters, so not really ideal. So I need to make sure it's as close as it goes. Oh bugger! It fell off. Like that. Now, if I was building my mini mower or something like that I built a 3 meter wingspan mini mower years ago. That was a beautiful plane, very complicated build, all planked fuselage. What I mean plank, like loose strip planking, like you would do on a boat. Well, that's on there, isn't it? Let's get rid of that pointy bit. We don't want that on there. It's doing nothing. So that shouldn't. Once it's on there, that should stay on. It will stay on. That'll be good. Yeah, that'll stay on there. That's good. That's good. That's good. Let's just make sure of it. And then we can put that back on the servo and hopefully, touch wood, yeah, that's on there well. Make sure the rudder is in the right position. Looks like it's sort of in the right position. Should we power up? I reckon we should. Let's power up and see what we got. All right, let's, yeah, see if it works. I will have to check everything with the old 10 times magnifying glass, make sure it looks secure. Because it is a bit of heath robs and way, isn't it? Let's be honest. I'm trying to be honest here with you. Make sure that the transmitter is on and the stick is back, yeah, for the throttle. Okay, beep beep. It went beep beep beep. All right, now this is the rudder. Remember, just move. Oh, the rudder's moving. I'll just have to show it. Oh, I have to go on the other camera. Where are we? Oh, there we go. Right, so with our battery, a motor there, receiver, we've got the elevator connector now and the rudder. The only thing I could see is that the rudder is, I might have too much throw on the rudder. It's trying to move the fuselage. So, alright. And now that way. And that's actually about right. That's not, yeah, I reckon that's about right, that throw. Now that will improve. If I fix this end of this tube, you've got to fix your tube, you know. We can make that tube a bit longer even by pulling it, because it's a stretchy tube. Like that. And now let's see what's going on there. Is it still got enough? Yeah, it's got enough. So if I That's probably too much stretchiness going on there. About there, I reckon. And then that looks good. That's loads better. But can you see the fuselage sort of wiggling a little bit and I do it? It's not too bad actually. That one's loads better than the elevator. I can feel the fuselage twitching. So anyway, that's how I've done the connectors. Like I said, I'm just using what I got. And it is, these £5 planes all ready to go. They're just chuck gliders, really. So what I'm going to have to do is the receiver here is I'm going to melt this section out in here in another video. Install the receiver in there with the aerial poking out the side somehow. And then find this ESC, the speed control, it's going to be mounted onto the pod that's taking the motor. It's going to be on top of the wing. So we'll have the wing. I've got to take a bit more at the back of that wing there, actually, to make a bit more clearance. So the wing will be on there. The pod section is part of the fuselage on top here with the pod on, with the motor on. And that's kind of what I've done there. Because I've increased the dihedral on the wings to make it a little bit more stable. I'm not trying to make an aerobatic plane. I'm just trying to make something that hopefully flies. It flies as a chuck glide, so it should do it with a bit of control and a bit of power behind it. So this battery here will be positioned accordingly. So if you think of all this, like, it's probably going to be in the middle of the wing. So that will be over the C or G. This is going to be poked through there somehow with a bit more clearance. And then the battery will be stuck in a bit of a slidey position, so I can use the battery as a variable C of nose ballast. So I'm about 50mm back on my ballast, and so there'll be probably about there-ish. Yeah, probably about there for my C or G. It does add a fair bit of weight to the plane, obviously, with all this gubbins. Don't really need a battery that big, to be fair. Because I only want to use it to get in the sky. I want to see how well I can make this to thermal. I can't imagine it firming that well because the wing section's a bit crude, to say the least. But it should firm a bit, I imagine. It's going to be worth a go, isn't it? And then I'll try a different solution or a different idea with one of the other kits. Now, one is I want to make a Delta, which means I'll be taking a big chunk out of there. I'll be straightening, flattening the wings out, and then I'll effectively make one wing back like so, get rid of the tail, and put a pusher prop on it. That's one idea I want to do with it. Another one is to fit a more lightweight radio with nothing, as in motors or anything like that. A very simple, very small battery pack to keep the weight really, really down, and see whether or not I can make that a thermal or a slope soarer. I don't know how well that'll do on a bungee, on a high start. I got a feeling it might rip it to pieces. But it could be fun. Good. Anyway, so that's me making a ridiculously long video on how to connect the rudders. The rudder connections using a straw and a strimmer. Anyway, please click the like button, maybe subscribe to the channel. And the little bell icon, because then you get one punch in your pocket every time I upload and have a video. Toodaloo.